So we last left off with you all going through the rubble tunnel, creeping down, falling down, skidding on your backsides to a hidden area, a hidden location underneath the Great Temple, the Great Temple of Bolgantek, Adrick's home city. Loch had pushed on without you all, scouting the area through this hole, and he's gone on. As he's gone down this tunnel, it has stricken him as he's been here before. This sense of deja vu coming over him, that the same rubble that he had been climbing over, the same pieces of fallen architecture, these columns, these huge, massive pieces of blockwork. He has seen this exact path with his within his most recent dream. With hearing that Loch was okay, you all did come down the tunnel. You have come to the same location. However, some of you have struggled to go down this this tunnel, this large stone corridor of sorts, almost as if it's been quite an arduous journey, a long journey on your feet. But as you got to roughly the halfway point, the 2/3 of the way, this feeling just washed over you. It left, pushing on towards where this dim light is being cast from around the corner. Loch has managed to push his way through with ease to this area where this light is being shown, and he now stands under this archway into this large watery cavern of sorts. In the center of this cavern stands a large monolithic stone, this structure that seems to glow with a dim light and pulsate, casting a light across the room. Pinned to its corners, or its respective corners, are these large stone, like natural stone pillars, covered in a light mossy green texture as they extend up into the ceiling. However, as he casted his eyes around the room to try and take in where and why he was here, knelt in front of this large pulsating stone structure, hands down in the water, knelt a large cloaked figure. So, Loch, if you'd like to open the map again, if you just go to your character sheet and go to the top left corner of it, says Find on Map. It should open the picture for you.
Find on Map. Do I need to double click?
I think it's just one click.
I'll give it a double click. There we go. Yeah.
Perfect. So you should be able to see stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it should all be a bit black and white for you, because the only light source is the stone structure within the center of this watery pool, and you should just see on the cusp of it this blue hooded giant humanoid. This thing knelt within the water. Is that
what you giant? How big is it? I can see a big G.
Yeah. So that takes up the same size as if Harshnag was in here.
Oh, okay. So it ain't a small, human-sized figure.
Ain't a small human-sized figure. So for the rest of the party, you are hot on the heels of Loch. So we'll describe some stuff with Loch in the room first, and then we'll come round with the four of you just coming around the corner, emerging into the cavern. Okay? So, Loch, you are within this room, this large domed chamber, the ceiling hidden by shadow and darkness, with the 4 stone pillars in front of you. The same stone pillars that you were stood in the middle of within your dream. This large monolithic structure in the center of this pool shares the same characteristics of that of which your acquaintance was sat atop, directing you, or trying to direct you, with the cryptic instructions that she normally gave you back in the day. But this humanoid that is now knelt within the water, you have never seen this person before, nor have you come across such a large being until you've come across the giants along your journey, as well as your ally Harshnag, who is trapped behind the entrance of the antechamber that closed behind you earlier in this part of our story. What would you like to do, my friend?
And I don't recognise this figure in the slightest.
You do not, but you can hear a faint, almost like murmur, as if they're talking to their self. It's soft, faint, almost having the characteristics of a feminine voice, a soft voice.
Can I see anybody else or hear anybody else in the room?
You cannot, no, but the room extends up to the north of you.
Yep, I'm going to follow it to the north. Keep
Okay.
moving in slowly, but keeping a distance, just trying to loop around to see what they're crouched over. This person is crouched over.
Okay. Are
I'm
you
gonna
going
be
north or south?
Going north.
Going north. Okay. So this pool seems to be in sort of like a dish almost. The way that this humanoid, this large humanoid, is knelt within the water. You'll be going in the water there, by the way.
Oh, okay. To the top and there, sorry.
So the way that this large humanoid, this giant, as it were, is knelt within the water, it is just coming up, just above their knees, to where their thighs are. So if you were to go into the deepest part of this pool, it would come up straight to your knees, right past them.
Okay.
As you move closer to the north, you can hear the slight grinding, the cracking of stone. As you move past these larger razor spine structures, you can actually see that these seem to be growing with very slowly, like almost like on a fractions of a millimeter, with every pulse that comes from this large monolithic stone within the center of the pool.
Can I hear what they're saying? Can I tell if it's a male or female yet?
As you've come around, the stature of this giant, the way its build, it's not as bulky or as stalwart as Harshnag. So having the assumption that it could be female, I would say you'd be assuming that now.
Yeah.
She has a slight, so with what you can see and with recognizing the change and shift of tones with your dark vision, especially with how close she is to a light source, you can see that she has a slight tan to her. Someone who is more accustomed to sunlight rather than dwelling in the darkest pits of a cavern.
And apart from the pillars, do I recognize anything more from this place? Ooh, hello?
Sorry, I was being asked the question. My apologies. That's right. That's okay. Can you just repeat your question? Sorry.
Yeah. Apart from the pillars, does this place seem familiar to me, or is it just the pillars? I'm assuming does this resemble a place where I saw forgotten her name.
Belleville. You know, this is reminiscent. Yeah, this is reminiscent of where you met her on during your vision, your dream, a dream that felt more real than a figment of your imagination.
Unfortunately, curiosity is getting the better of me, so I'm just going to speak out. Who are you?
There's no reply, but as you finish your sentence, you do hear a slight splash, a slight push of water to the most northern part. Almost as something small has entered the body of water.
Does it sound like it's continuing to move, or?
Nope, it was very short and sharp and sudden.
Yeah. I'll repeat my question. Who are you? What are you doing here?
As you call out to this being, a sudden shock rumbles through the floor as you notice a glowing, chaotic green shaft of light emanating from up where this being's hands are laid within the water. And as you peer towards where this light is coming from, you suddenly notice a fracture open in the side of this large, pale green rock in front of them. It's a shame you made it down here. I told them she would find a way to meddle with our plans, my plans. And she goes back to having that faint murmur, that mumbling under her breath, as if she starts to say things that unfortunately you can't make out from where you're stood. You hear that rustle of water to the north again.
I'll move slightly more north and repeat my question. Who are you?
As you move further north, hearing the crackle, the grinding of stone and rock behind you, you make out that there are 3 dark patches in this. Oh, hang on. In this area of the map. I just put a pointer where it is.
dark patches, like...
As if something is within the water. They're not moving, they are still.
Can I see what she is bent over?
She just seems to be kneeling in front. So it's almost as if she's in prayer. She's her lower half of her legs are in the water as she's kneeling down, and the water comes up to just above her wrists as you see this light coming up from these areas that she's potentially doing something in this area. You sort of repeated your questions again, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So in response to your question, I'm not surprised you don't recognize me, but I'm surprised you managed to escape the harshness of my home not too long ago.
Where do you call home? Or does
Hmm.
that bring a source of embarrassment to you?
She turns to you, revealing more of what this, of what she looks like. Give me a second. As Loch is asking these questions, as this giant seems to be responding to quite dismissively to Loch's questions, the four of you bend round the corner, seeing this light emanating from the centre of this tunnel. I'm going to drag your characters onto the map now, okay, everyone? Who was at the front?
Not me.
Not you, okay.
I think I was.
All right, perfect. There we go. So you've just come into the room. Well, kind of come into the room. You're just on the sort of like the bell mouth as you're coming through. Adrick, are you joining Bree?
I am. I'm tempted to say that Weylin was next, though, but okay. I mean,
Okay, well, I'll put you and Weylin sort of just slightly behind her then.
okay.
There you go. And Coco, you'll be right behind her too.
Yeah.
Where are we? Coco. There we go. Okay. So, remember, Coco, you do not have dark vision, nor does Weylin, so there needs to be some light sources if you haven't been carrying them already. Adric, were you carrying your light with stone, weren't you? Your stone with light cast on it, sorry.
Giving it to Weylin?
You did give it to Weylin, okay. I'll need to throw that on him. So, that's combat modifiers. Effects. Ooh. Torch. Bonk. There we go. Okay. Coco, will you be holding a torch, or have you been relying on other people?
I can carry a torch, yeah. I'll see if I have one real quick. I'm pretty sure I do.
We can just say that you have, my friend, don't worry.
Huzzah, I have a torch.
Okay, I'll put the torch effects on you. There we go. Perfect. Right, there are two light sources coming through. So can all of you see the blue hooded giant?
Find on map isn't working for me.
Same.
Oh. Okay. Share record.
There we go.
Yay. Anchor Stone Chamber 2.
Oh, you shouldn't have seen that.
Cough, cough.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thought I blocked all the... Never mind.
Fluid. Okay.
I've got a better picture as well. Yes, okay. No worries, man. I've got a better picture of said being as well. So let me bring that up for everyone.
When are you posting said pictures?
I'm going to be putting this into Fantasy Ground, so I'll just share the image with people.
Sweet.
Has to be the blue dragon. She looks fantastic, though.
I'm the bard. I will roll to Riz.
Right?
Don't, no, stop that. We're not allowing that.
When do we level up?
God's sake. Right. Sorry, Loch, what was your question? So she's kind of tilted her head, sort of a bit irked by some of your questions. But she's now noticed that the four of you have come through the door. Bree, as you have, the dark vision, or how much dark vision have you got? Is it 60 feet dark vision?
Yes.
So you can see Loch in the distance. Loch also has the same characteristic glow as Weylin. However, this is his own sort of like flare on the this effect. Instead of being more tufty, a bit more bloomed, as like almost like there's light being cast upon him, there's a more of a faint blue glow that seems to cling to Loch's body. But there's also a slight difference of facial features to him. His eyes seem to be more prominent within the dark. His hair is more slightly free flowing. No, it's not bloody Goku.
But it's Goku.
Almost as if with being in this area, coming through to this chamber, he too seems to be slightly attuned to the effects that are going on. She turns to you, Loch, still knelt within the water, and she turns to the four of you. Tell me, why are you here, at this place? I thought it was now impossible for the likes of you insects. Interesting.
I believe I asked the question first.
She stands up, seemingly lost in her own thoughts, bored of your questions. She closes her eyes, murmuring something under her breath. Loch, Bree, being the closest to her, you notice 3 glass-like items fall from her sleeves, attached by a cord, as they start to glow. I have something to finish, to seal off this area, stolen by those who claim it as their own. Don't you dare address me in the way that you do, elf. She starts to chant something. It's inaudible with where she's placed and where you all stand. The 4 that have come through into the doorway, what would you like to do?
I'll step closer, but then off to the side opposite of Loch.
Okay, you too can hear the grinding of stone and rock behind you, as you can sort of feel this immense pressure from these stalagmite structures that pierce through the surrounding sort of a granite obsidian-like rock. Adrick, Coco?
I can't hear what she's saying.
She's talking in common, addressing all of you.
No, what is she chanting?
Oh, you mean no? You can't, unfortunately. It's like just under her breath that she's saying this. But now that Bree has moved and you start to focus on the room, you too can now see this sort of like this chain, this beaded, almost like a rosary, of these 3 sort of roughly hewn orbs attached to this cord. As they don't pulsate like the large stone structure behind her. They almost have their own incandescent glow, and they seem to be glowing in a more off purple compared to the off green.
Okay, I'll move forward and I'll try commanding her to stop. So it means I'm probably going to go at least there.
Are you using your spell command or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably going to bounce, but hey.
That's all right. Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Should have done that.
Okay. As you shout your command, Adrick, as it echoes and reverberates off the stone walls, you see her flinch. But as she comes back around, she seems to now be focused on you, as if she knows where this spell has come from. I'm sorry, Adrick, but the spell has had no effect on her. You dare command me? She holds up these 3 orbs, and a 4th one rolls out of her sleeve as she drops them into the water. With a cracking, with a clattering, you suddenly see from these 4 pillars, these pillars that have also been tainted by these like razor spine-like structures that are bursting from this more natural rock. You start to see small structures coalesce with one another, seem to reverberate as they build themselves as like the building blocks, something trying to grind itself together. It's slow, but something is forming out of the 2 front pillars that you can see in front of her.
I'll shout back at her, saying, "This is the temple of my family, of my ancestors. You have no rights to be here. You should leave now."
You have no right claiming something so ancient and so old without knowing the power that is harnessed within. I shall sever the ties in this location, much so that I have done in other locations, and I shall bury you and your members that have come down to this sacred area. How dare you, dwarf? She turns and goes back to kneel down into the water, tilting her head back, raising her hands as she plunges them back into the water. You can hear the grinding, the twisting of rock, almost the shattering of glass, as you can now see these familiar beings appear and burst free from the rock. They step out as they slosh through the water, almost as if they are the guard of said blue hooded giant. Coco, I know a lot's been going on, but is there anything that you'd like to be doing at the backstory?
I'm just chilling. I'm like just holding back, I guess.
Okay, yep, no worries. So you and Weylin are going to be holding point then, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything that you'd like to prepare for? You've just seen these. You can just see sort of within this glow of this structure that this giant is now in. These are crystalline kind of, almost like drakes come out of the rock. You've never seen these things before, but they look a bit nasty.
Right. How far am I? 1, 2,
You
3, 4,
are.
5.
You're about 70 feet away from anything, really.
Okay, that's perfect. Out of daggers, would I technically have a sliver of glass? Is there any bit of glass near me, like in the rocks, that could be glass-like?
So as you've walked into this room, you've noticed that there is a lot of debris, a lot of detritus on the floor, and in and amongst this this rubbish, you can see that there are like the splintered and smashed remains of wood. Oddly enough, you also see like charred foliage for some reason. But in and amongst this, you can see the splintered, shard like remains of some of the crystals that you've been going past. So you can get some reagents if you want to cast a certain spell.
Okay. Could I just quickly just grab a little sliver of it?
Yeah, no, of course.
I'm just gonna sort of hold back. Let's say, how far am I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 40, 45, 60. No, that 60 is here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 feet away from where she is. If she becomes hostile, I would like to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Okay, I thought that was centered on you, but okay.
Oh, is it?
Not sure.
Oh, how you did this one centered on a point? I centered on a point. I choose.
Okay, that's cool. So it's a cube 5 feet in each on each side.
Yep.
Centered on a point. A cube 5 feet on each side. Okay, yeah. So anything that walks within that 10-foot square that the point is so. If I just draw it, hang on. So really, what you want it there, yeah?
Ooh. Yeah. So if something happens, I'll put it there. So what I might do actually, if I move here, because it's a 60-foot spell, just in case.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm going to prepare that.
Oh, you're going to prepare it? Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
So just in case she becomes hostile.
Not a problem. Loch, with hearing this response to Adrick and those coming through the wall, is there anything that you'd like to be doing up top?
So I've seen these creatures get summoned.
So you can see one of the creatures now tumble itself out of the southernmost column spire, and you can see that the water has kind of rippled away from the column closest to you.
Does it look to be making a move for anything, or
no? It just seems to be there guarding said summoner.
tough call. And she's gone back to just concentrating on doing her thing.
It's now become a bit more audible what she's saying. You sadly can't make... You can make out the verses that she's saying, but you cannot translate them. She seems to almost go in and out of the sort of the loudness of what she's saying. For those that are close, so Bree, Loch, Adrick, you can just about make this out. You can hear the following. Isol Vigir Thulkvek Haknan Vekroth Uthbok Thorok Hanach. And Bree, you...
Satin Giant?
Yep.
The perks of being the only one who speaks Giant.
You made this out. I'm going to send it to you. Where are we? Bree.
I'm here.
Message. Here we go.
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans. As she finishes her sentence, Loch, you can start to see that coming around the edge of the sort of like the back closest column, another one of these familiar shaped crystalline sort of creatures come out from around its corner as it starts to approach the hooded giant, now casting what looks to be some sort of spell, potentially, considering the light around her arms has come back, emanating from the water.
Do I recognize where that line might be from? Like, is that some sort of like ritual, a historic, like, who might she be?
Who might she be?
Yeah, because I have my assumptions, but who knows if that's right.
Can I see Bree from where I am?
Yes, you can see Bree. Just to answer Bree's
Yep.
question, you don't recognise the verse, but this does seem to be something that takes a lot of concentration, as she said it in fluent Giant. Some of the more common tongue, almost akin to that of like Hill, or the more sort of like the blend between Old Dwarvish and Giant. That's where this commonality stems from. And she just seems to be ignoring all of you, as she seems to just try and like get through her business.
I'll take a step closer and see if the crystalline creatures make any movements.
Okay, so I just need to put my guys in the square. Okay, so you've now crept down. You're going to be in the water, okay? But this is only going up to just below your ankles.
Okay.
Okay, as you've moved closer, you do realise that the crystalline sort of worm-like being has now spun and sort of arced itself and seems to be guarding against your approach, and is fixated upon you.
Okay, so they're not moving closer to me, though.
No.
Okay.
Can I look at Bree and just sort of give a sort of face and hand movement to basically ask the question, are we attacking? What did he say? Obviously, I can't say what's he saying, but I can give a shrug of the shoulders and be like, stabby motion.
That's all right. 1 second. So, yeah, could you just give us a sleight of hand check, Loch?
Yeah, how do we do that?
1 sec. Oh, actually, how do I do this? So it will be that one. Sleight of hand. There we are. If you can roll that for me. Ooh.
Oh, no.
I've just given the finger to Bree.
You literally just shrugged.
You can't. Yeah, you just shrugged. You can't make out what Loch is saying, Bree. Sorry. But Loch, you hear another rush of water.
I look at Loch, very confused.
I'll look at her like she's completely understood and be like, well.
Okay.
I nod
So
my
I-
head.
I think Discord went a little bit funny just then. What did you say, Bree?
I nod my head and go, okay. Not really sure what he said at all.
All right. You get a weird, odd okay, Loch. As I said earlier, you do hear like another sort of like a small rush of water coming from that area where those three dark shapes are.
I'm going to move slightly more and see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay, so just so I understand how you're sort of maneuvering yourself, are you keeping your back to the wall, keeping an eye on the main group and trying to get closer to that area, or are you just full on concentrating on this small area up top, taking your concentration off?
Yeah. No.
Okay, all right. As you move closer, Loch, you can see that there are these three medium-ish sized beings, these creatures, in the water, motionless. Two of which seem to be face down in the water, but one is face up. You, almost as if your eyes are playing tricks on you. It's almost as if you see this creature with its face up, almost as if it's like it's being tugged closer to the edge of the water, but then stops. You see a familiar face, someone who you haven't seen for quite some time, someone who you believe never to really see again, someone who you've met from Golden Fields. And as you concentrate a bit more, these large sort of dark these two other dark shapes in the water seem to have fur on them.
Does it look like they're getting pulled from the water to the surface?
So you haven't seen that happen again. It's almost as if, like, as you've tried to sort of adjust your eyes and squint, this movement seemed to have stopped. But this face up being is erring on the side of like a small humanoid, and they're female. No, can you not remember? Oh, your Discord's really bad. I don't know if you were trying to make a sentence there, my friend.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was directing a question to the giants. What are you doing?
She's totally ignored you. But there's another verse that comes out in and out of this sort of like high-low chant that she's doing. Brut en eldith Sethrin Uthia vek Vrashfor Hanak Suthrok Vak Olthran Vath. Bree, you hear this. I will put the verses actually in main chat in a second as well. Sorry.
Oh my.
She does not reply to you. But you do see that this other crystalline sort of worm dragon wing thing has now come to the side of this pillar and guarding against your approach, sort of patching this gap between the two columns, and it is fixated upon you. Adrick, Coco, is there anything that the pair of you would like to do?
Do I notice the glowing thing behind her?
The really big rock, yes, you do.
Okay.
This thing is big. Now, it would take you a good effort to try and climb up it.
All right. Okay.
Getting into what you would presume like natural footholds and cracks in the rock. Yeah, it would be a good little scuttle up. It's roughly about 10, 12 feet high from the water line up.
Okay. Anything interesting on it from where I am, or is it just a bit too far?
No, but at the end of the verse that she's just given, there is another fracture that suddenly just rips itself open on the rock.
I wonder if this mountain's gonna fly. I guess. I don't know. I think I'll just stay put.
Okay, Adrick.
I'm gonna get out the iron stone.
Sure thing.
Cast it around my head.
Okay, so what damage type are you choosing?
I am going to choose.
You can choose between. You have acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, and thunder.
I am going to take necrotic.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, got that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to advance closer. So the water's edge is where the blue bit starts.
Yeah, so you can just see like it's slightly wavy on the map. It's moving.
Is it?
Should be.
Escape. I'll try and move my cat. Where do I move?
Where would you like to move to?
I'm going to move into the water, actually. So full movement. 25 feet.
Okay, as you've moved 25 feet in, the water doesn't get too deep, but it is sort of like up, sort of like just approaching the midway of your shins.
Okay. I'm also going to shout out. That's a perfectly reasonable question. What are you doing? Stop doing it and explain yourself.
As you've moved closer, these two creatures have just come up to encroach, and they seem to be in a very threatening stance, trying to keep you away from the hooded giant. Okay. Another verse is given. Thorok Vashor Thok Hanath Uth Fren Eroth. Bree, you also hear this. And as she finishes this verse, the light that is coming from within these fractures of this large stone structure in front of her seem to glow like brighter and with more intensity. Adrick, you have dark vision. Your dark vision is up to there. You also notice that there is a fourth one of these crystalline creatures that has now waded its way through the water and is starting to come up and guard the blue hooded giant.
After hearing the last phrase, I'm going to attack.
Okay, no worries. Okay, Bree, we'll let you kick off. Loch, you were just about to say something as well, my friend. What are you going to say?
Because I've been poised, waiting to see if we're attacking. I've been watching Bree. The second I see her attacking, I'll be attacking myself.
Okay, no worries. So, Bree, let's get your attack off first. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use my action to cast Shooting Stars.
Excellent. Okay.
with my ring of shooting stars.
Sure thing. So, sorry, what actual action were you doing part of your ring? Let me just remind myself of this overpowered item that I've given you.
Don't know what you're talking about.
So you're actually going to be using the shooting stars, aren't you? So hang on, let me just untick all that. So you've got full use of your stars. So you can cast it up to a number of 3 times.
Yep.
So it's up to you if you want to use all 3 in one turn.
I do.
Okay. So it is was it 15-foot square, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Where would you like this square? Who are you trying to overlay it on?
So I want to overlay it on the crystalline creature closest to me, as well as the giant.
Like that, yeah?
Well, can I get the one near Adrick as well? No.
No.
Okay. I'll go for.
not.
I'll go for.
Oh, actually, sorry. Hang on. So that would actually be about here. No, I won't do that. It'll be here. So you'll be able to get like that.
Sure. I'll do
Perfect.
three motes.
So we're going to do 3 motes. So we'll do these attacks individually. So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So if you could target the 2, if you miss, it's still half damage. But what will happen is that your targeting will come off of that target, so you have to put that target back on again. Okay, just to remind you. No worries.
So I did shooting. I already casted it. Should I?
No, so you have to target your targeting. Yep.
Got it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you just have to. Oh, hang on. What did that reset? So you want to use 3 of those. Okay. So you've rolled. So they both succeeded, but please roll damage because it'll be half on a save. Okay. Perfect. You need to target them again.
How come they were halved?
Because that's the effect. So on a miss, they only take half damage.
Wasn't it a success?
They succeeded against your save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not cool. So again.
So they rolled an 18 and a 22 against your 15. Yeah. Oh, hang on. So that was a dex. That's fine. Give me a sec.
Yep.
Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so 1 minute. I'll also roll all this stuff. 1 sec. What is it? Dexterity saving throw, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So for that, there was 3. Okay, so the gargoyle has failed. And for the blue hooded giant, dexterity saving throw, they have failed as well. So if you could just roll damage normally in chat for me, don't target them.
Okay.
Because I'll just drag and drop the damage on top of them, okay? So just roll it, and then I'll do acid. Perfect. Okay, so 12 onto you, and then 12 onto you. Okay, and then for the last turn, so if you target them and roll again for me.
Okay. So.
Perfect. Okay, and so the hooded giant has succeeded. They'll take half, but the other crystalline thing has failed, and they'll take full. So just roll damage for me. Perfect. Okay, so these stars just erupt out of Bree's hand as a volley of these stars in a succession of 3 hits the crystalline creature as well as the blue hooded giant. The giant doesn't seem to be too phased, but she does wince as she goes to guard herself and prop herself up more sort of firmly within the water that she is knelt within as the chanting gets louder, seemingly casting this ritual against the stone in front of her. Loch, seeing these stars shoot out of Bree's hand, you'll go in for your attack. What would you like to do?
I'm going to call lightning.
Call lightning, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the range on call lightning?
So it's 120 feet.
Okay. Who are you calling lightning on?
Well, it's a 60-foot radius. A cylinder with a 60-foot radius.
Okay, so 60
So I'm going to call it over here and those 2...
Hang on, a 60 feet radius, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh! Whoa! What?
Move it down a bit.
We're in a cave.
But it's magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
Can you move it up a bit so that it misses us and the corner of it just catches all of them?
Yeah, if I can find the middle again.
Jesus Christ.
So you mean like that, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, down a bit so we get that bottom left one. Here we go.
All right, yeah. Can you see that?
Yes, dear.
I would argue that it would have to go here.
I would have seen it. Yeah, that'll do. That works.
Right, okay. So, can you target all... No, actually, yeah, so it was a radius. So can you target all 5 of them, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no.
Okay, so...
Did I get that last one?
No.
I don't think I can target it because I can't see it.
Okay, hang on. So you're selected. There you go. And then if you roll the cast button, which is the dice.
The dice button, that one.
Jesus. Okay, so Crystalline Wormling 2 has failed. Wormling 3 has failed. The Hooded Giant has succeeded. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. Wormling 3 has succeeded. The Giant has succeeded. And the other 2 worms have failed. Can you please roll damage?
Yep. That's the flame, yep.
Yeah. So this is your
blood.
Sorry? Yes, it's the blood drop, yeah.
Blood drop.
Wow, so everyone just sees this whole room illuminate as these 5 lightning bolts come down and strike the individuals in front of you. So, cool lightning. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 5 feet tall, with a 50-foot radius centered on a point you can see within range directly above you. The spell fails if you can't see the point in the air where the storm cloud could appear. For example, if you're in a room that can't accommodate the cloud. There's water around. We'll do condensation. When you cast a spell, each creature within 5 feet of the point must make a dexterity saving throw, 3d10, and a failed. Okay, so it's literally just a one and done, yeah? Oh, concentration up to 10 minutes. No. When you cast a creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much damage. On each of your turns until the spell ends, you can use it. Oh, right, okay, so every single turn. Bloody hell. Okay, cool. No worries.
Lightning bolt.
Can you please cast the effect on yourself, which is the concentration effect? So there's like that little person.
Where's that?
So in the same line as the core line, if you hit that. So I believe now you can't wild shape.
I can wild shape, can't I?
I think it's a concentration-based thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I can still wild shape whilst concentrate. I'm sure I can.
Okay, we will double check that. When are you wanting to do wild shape now?
Yeah, if I can.
Okay, one moment. Okay, so
Are we in combat yet?
we will be in a second. We will, yeah, this is almost like a little surprise round. Yeah.
So would he? I guess Loch can wild shape as a bonus action, or are we doing bonus actions?
Oh shit, yeah.
That's a very good point. It's only a single action. Yeah, so you can't wild shape on this turn. Sorry. Yeah, so you can maintain concentration on a spell that has already been cast.
Yeah.
But you cannot cast any more spells whilst in wild shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I managed to summon beasts.
Yes, that's a very good point. Okay, cool. So we are now combat.
Cool, Chris. With my Cloud of Daggers, am I able to just suddenly just cast that now? Because I was going to prepare for any hostile stuff happening.
Yep, sure thing. That is now activated.
But is it possible to activate on her now?
It's not. She's not in the square. She's not in the region.
Understandable. That's fine. Okay. I'm just going to smack her with it instead. That's cool. Oh, do I just cast it, yeah?
You'll cast it when someone walks into it. Okay? Right.
Got it.
Everyone's rolling initiative. Alright. So, some really poor rolls going on here. Alright. Redo. Right. Weylin has a total of 9. Coco has a total of 4. Loch has a total of 4. Adrick has 14. And Bree, you have 15. Okay. So, the blue hooded giant has now fully guarded herself and propped herself up within the waters, chanting louder and louder to overcome the lightning that has just been called down forth. You can see that with every sort of writhing movement that she has, these crystalline creatures seem to be at her beck and call as they go in for the attack. So, Bree, you are up first with your initiative of 15.
Great. What am I doing? So there's a massive cloud.
Yep. That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah, running into it is not gonna do a whole lot because it's not Loch's turn, right?
Yeah, so it's only on his turn he can use his. I need to double check that actually. So I literally just read it. Oh, the music just stops.
I can't move it. Only when it's outside.
Okay, that's fine.
And the weather permits.
I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Attack the wormling with my. I remember the quarterstaff doesn't do anything. I'm gonna hit it with my fist.
Okay. As you come closer to this crystalline wormling, this little dragon-like creature, you recognise these things, but these don't seem to be of the same shape or form. They are more rugged, they are more rough, they are more fractured in shape, almost as if they have been hurriedly created, or the thing that has summoned them hasn't summoned them correctly. It's almost as if it's almost as if like some joints haven't been formed correctly. The magics that are pulling the pieces together are almost like holding on like threads. It's not as if it's a full stalwart kind of structure.
Okay, so it's just something quickly put together, so it probably isn't as strong as the other ones. I'll use my quarterstaff for my first hit.
Okay.
Oh my god,
that is a miss.
That's fine. Extra attack.
Sure thing. You're still using your quarterstaff, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, okay. That is a total of 26. That is a hit with a total of 10. Even with hitting it with your quarterstaff, you do feel that it's not quite making contact correctly. You are striking it in the right places. You're trying to sort of almost like lever pieces apart as you get your end into its joints. But it's very, very tough and durable.
Okay. I'm going to use a key point to cast Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
And attempt to hit the hidden lady.
Cool thing.
That
is a miss, I'm afraid.
That's okay. Another one.
Sure thing. As a total of 24, that is a hit. That is maximum damage caused to the blue-hooded giant. She seems to wince as you've punched her in the side, as she grabs on, and you can almost hear her hands scratch along the stony floor that is in front of her, almost like nails on a chalkboard.
And then Stunning Strike.
Right. Okay. Can you please remind me what Stunning Strike does? What's the?
So Stunning Strike, starting at 5th level, you can interfere with the flow of ki in an opponent's body. When you attempt to hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 ki point to attempt Stunning Strike. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until your next turn.
Okay, there's a save involved. Okay, not a problem. Yeah. Please roll. Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
As you make contact, Bree, you can almost feel as if there's this repulsion come out of her side, and as she turns to look at you, there seems to be something different within her facial expression, her eyes, almost something reptilian, as she avoids your Stunning Strike, almost the same way as she avoided Adrick's command spell that he gave off.
We'll go, you're the blue dragon, and then back away.
Okay, no worries.
I will go back. I think I used 30 feet earlier.
You did indeed, yes.
So I have 25 left.
You do.
I'll go here.
So with your, is it mobility feat?
Yes.
Is it a single target, or can you do it on multiple targets whilst walking away from them?
Both of them.
Ah, there we are. Okay, you managed to scramble out, almost being one with the water and getting your feet. You're normal people are going to struggle wading through this terrain, but you've gracefully come out of there. All right.
That's my go.
Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Yeah, the combat tracker seems to be from a previous fight.
Yeah, so it's all fixed now. So if you just pass your turn. Okay. You hear a 4th verse. Everyone, Bree, you've prepared yourself to hear it in the in the giant that she's been saying. However, this is now in a different dialect. You hear in Halfikes Vithalese Satir Wadabix, and it is this, and it is now being said in Draconic. And as she finishes the verse, she almost grinds her hands into these locations that she's submerged them into the water, and you can just see rubble and rock topple from the this opalescent pale green structure in front of her, as if these fractures, these wounds seem to grow and part further and further. As she does so, she lets off another verse after. However, this seems to rile up these crystalline dragons around her, as they all initially move 15 feet. And that's her turn. Adrick, it's your turn. After this verse, you've just suddenly seen this hunk of rock and gem and crystal just have such dexterity and speed, is now skulking right beside you as if it's primed to attack.
Okay. I'm still fixed on the giant in front of me, and I'm going to carry on with what I was planning to do anyway. I'm going to cast a wall of fire directly around her, 20-foot radius directly around her form. I'm now wishing I'd used wall of fire on my ironstone, but hey. So I'm carrying on targeting her and casting that.
1 second. So
it creates a
what
ring
level?
wall 20 feet high. It's 4th level.
So it's almost like a cylinder, correct?
It's a cylinder, 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick. And she's going to make a dex saving throw.
What level of spell is this?
4.
4. It's level 4. 1 second. Oh no. Oh, why isn't that working? Sorry, I'm trying to use the dice tower thing and it's not working. Okay, as you've tried to raise your hand and cast this wall of fire, you've pinpointed the location. Can you describe the spell coming out, Adrick?
It just appears directly in front of me, in fact, but it's a column of fire.
Okay. You see the water bubbling around her as you're trying to manifest this cylinder, this pillar of fire. You see the water sort of go to a bright white light as you see her just raise her hands into the air and crash down into the water, fizzling out the effect of your spell. She has cast counterspell against your spell.
Ooh, that's not fair. Okay, and I could do with a bonus action at this particular moment.
You do have a bonus action.
Yeah.
As she's done that, however, I will say she does seem to be rather exasperated by all of these actions she has taken within such a short period of time.
Okay, so I can create spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Yes, and I believe you can immediately attack with it, can you not?
I can.
Excellent.
And I can actually create it right next to me. I can't look at it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Can you open that? I'm going to open the...
You trying to put the token down?
I can't get the token down. I found it. Sorry.
That's all right, no worries.
Edit it all out in the wash.
I'm going to leave this all in. Where would you like your spiritual weapon?
There, where I put it.
All right, I need to just put it there for you.
Okay, and...
Actually, can I be really cheeky because it's kind of put me off? Can I just slide you down 2.5 feet so you're actually within a square?
You can, yes.
Actually, I'll give you the choice, up or down.
Down, south.
There we go, perfect.
Okay, and then melee attack on... sorry, I'm targeting the wrong bunny.
Yeah, you need to untarget, that's it, perfect.
Okay, and...
Oh, hang on. Why did that roll? Ah, you're flanking. Why are you flanking?
Because I've got the weapon there, probably. Shouldn't be.
Oh.
But
No, it's fine. I think it's automatically taken into... Well, you've missed on both accounts, unfortunately.
Do I need to use up my spell slot?
Oh, no, hang on. You're targeting yourself, I think. No, you're not. No, it was that Crystalline Dragon one. Yes, I think because you're flanking with yourself with the weapon, it's automatically counted it for you, which is all good. That's how it should be rolled. But unfortunately, you have missed.
Right. I've used a spell slot.
Oh, no, you did target yourself. Yes, you've used a spell slot. Yes, that 15 that you rolled was actually against you. So you rolled an 8 against the dragon, and you've missed. It's a bit weird. Right. Anywho, is there anything else you'd like to do? You can move around the crystalline dragon.
Doesn't get an attack opportunity on me?
He does not know. So as long as you're moving within his 5 feet threat range, you're okay. But you can't move away from him. Or it, sorry.
It. Yes.
Yeah, it.
Let's not be gendered. Okay, no, I will stare him down.
Okay.
It.
No worries.
That's my turn.
Okay, Weylin's going to come on in. So, what would Weylin do? So, 5. I think noticing the object that she is in front of and sensing the importance of said object, he is going to target the blue hooded giant with pretty much everything that he has at his disposal. So, we have Dreadful Strikes, and then we will have... He's going to cast divine favor on himself, and that is now a permanent thing. It's a concentration effect, so that's now given him an additional 1d4 radiant, and then he's going to fire off 2 arrows with his longbow, but not sharpshooter. So we have 1. That is a hit. Oh, why didn't Dreadful Strikes work? Goodness sake. Because I did the wrong one. Okay, this next attack will apply it, though. Okay. So next attack, longbow. That's a 19. So that's a total of 28 to hit, actually. That's really good. There we are. So a total of 12 damage on that hit. The blue-hooded giant seems to wince as these 2 arrows get shot into her shoulder blade. Adrick, for being so close to the giant with her chanting, the grinding of this stone and rock that's in front of you in the shape of the dragon, you can almost hear like a clinking, almost something. She's got all this stuff around her, but something. She's to be holding something within her robes almost, as she seems to rattle around, recoiling from the shots of the arrows. And that is he's moved. That's his turn. Right, Crystalline Wormling's turns. Okay, so Wormling number 1, that's with you, Adrick. He's going to attack with his bite. That is a total of 10. That is a miss, and he's going to go in for his claws to rake down, and that is a total of 23, and that is a hit. But very low damage. That is a total of 4 slashing damage against you, and it is done. Okay, Loch, with this sort of the speed that it has waded through the water, it is going to come to speed up against you again. 5, 10, 15. It is now without outside of your threat range of your lightning.
Yeah.
And he's going to go in for the attack as well.
Cool.
Oh, so close to that 20. All right, that is a total of... Oh, no, that is a lie. Sorry. Sorry, apologies. You should have had that damage. You actually missed. Let me just take that off of you.
I shouldn't have had that damage.
No, I missed. I went into autopilot mode. My apologies.
Yep.
So he went in for your bite, missed, and then he's going to go in for his claws. And he missed again.
Silky skills.
Number 3, Bree. This one that you've managed to really punch and hit. And it's almost, you can see like almost the residue lightning coursing through its rocky veins. It's going to go and attack you. 1 with bite. That is a total of 12, and that is a miss against your AC. And, even worse, a total of 10 against your AC, and that is a miss.
I'm happy it missed.
Right. For those of you that are within the water, you suddenly just hear a small roar come from this crystalline wormling, sort of number 4 in the water, as it suddenly just bursts with sprouts wings across its back. And it goes to fly up and land... Hang on. 5, 10, 20, 30, behind you, Bree. Spins around, raking its clawed feet across the ground, and goes in for a swipe with its claws against you. And it's now flanking. That's lovely. Good stuff. And it hits for a total of 6 slashing damage, and it's going to go in for a bite. Oh, natural 20.
I would like to make it roll with lucky.
Okay, we'll roll again.
It should be a single roll, right? Am I going to pick the die?
Sorry, by a single... It's going to be rolling flanked, so it's at advantage.
But with lucky, it rolls 1 additional die.
Yeah, so I'll roll it again, and then you can pick either result, and I think you know what result you're going to pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can either take the natural 20 or the 17.
The 17.
Okay. I'm actually going to untarget you because I'm a little bit worried it's remembering the critical damage. So I'll just roll this in chat. Okay, that is a total of 5 damage onto you.
I accept.
There we go. All right, and that's the end of its turn. So, Loch, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I amp up a spell? So at the moment, this is a level 3 spell. Can I I can just cast a level 4 version of it, can't I?
What spell are you trying to cast?
Same again, lightning. Watch me go.
No, so you've already cast the spell.
Yep.
You can cast it again, but you have to use up another spell slot.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So I've used up a 3. I can just recast it as a level 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that the cloud is still there, and you get to deal the damage again.
Now, is the damage from the cloud dealt at the start of my turn or the end of my turn?
Let's have a looky.
Because if it's at the start, I'll let it do its damage, cancel it, and then cast it again.
On each of your turns until the spell ends, you can use your action to call down lightning in this way. Yeah?
Oh, okay. So it's just I use my action points again to do it.
Yes.
Okay. So
You can't move the cloud, though, unfortunately.
No, that's because if it's outside, it's got to be outside
Yes,
under certain
does.
conditions. So, I mean, using my action or casting another spell slot isn't really going to change too much. So I'm going to recast it as a level 4.
You're going to recast it as a level 4. So, recasting as a level 4, you gain an additional 1d10.
And I'm going to move it slightly when I recast it. Because I
Oh,
can't
should the
control
hooded lady
it,
be
but
in the
because I'm recasting it again, I can choose where it lands.
Sorry, I'm being asked questions. Oh, you can't see any of the stuff in the combat tracker.
I can't.
In the combat tracker, can you see any of the enemies?
No.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I was going to say, I don't see the combat tracker for me.
You need to bring the combat tracker up.
Yeah, I don't see the button for that for some reason.
If you go to the top left, you'll see menus.
Oh, is it there now?
Yeah. It's movable.
Yeah, I was meant to take that thing off. Apologies.
Yeah, no, I'll put it back to where it was.
I thought you were being secret and just hiding what the enemies are doing.
No, sorry, you should be seeing all this.
I can see the party, just can't see
The creatures.
creatures.
Oh,
That's
how do I...
surprise. You don't know who's
How
going to
do I-
attack next.
No, you should see this. I checked this yesterday. Sorry, bear with.
Like, if it's going to take some time, I'm okay with just pretending we know.
Yeah.
The order.
Oh, I can just share the order now, actually. Here we go. Right. In chat, where are we? There we go. Right, so that's currently the order. Cool. Sorry. Okay, Loch, can you just go through that again, please? You want to call lightning at level 4?
I'm bringing down lightning at level 4, but because it's a fresh spell, I know I can't move a current spell, but I can choose to bring it down in a different location.
Okay. Yep, that's right.
So I'm gonna bring it down a little bit further up, so it keeps the giant, but gets that little bugger in front of me. And if I can, maybe that one right next to Adrick.
You won't be able to do that, unfortunately. So
No?
no, because it will hit him. No, it's not fully within the. Most of the token has to be part of it, unfortunately.
Can't just be touching the corner.
No. Right.
Okay.
So
Just those two will do.
if you're moving it up, there is a certain other 3 things that are going to get hit.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, take it down and get the one that is attacking Bree. Yeah.
Right. So
Right
for me
there.
to hang on. I've got to make sure you can see it though, because this place is still dark.
Okay.
You won't be able to get it in that bit.
Okay. If you moved it a little further up, could we still get it? To the right a bit? Up again? How about there?
That would work.
Right there.
Yeah, I'll let you get that one.
So I need to cancel that guy, cancel that guy, and then target that guy, and... Is there still another square there? No?
What do you mean by
There's
other
nothing else-
square? Sorry.
Sorry, I can see a 5-foot square in front of the giant.
Yeah.
That's not
So
another-
that's just that's the cloud of daggers that's flying around.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so I need to hit cast, don't I?
I actually need
How
to
do
get
I
rid
do
of
it as
that.
a level 4?
So what we'll need to do is that you'll need to just automatically tick off a level 4 spell,
Yep, done that.
and then what you need to do is that you'll need to. It's the same spell save DC, correct?
Yeah, it's just the damage is
It's just the
higher.
damage, yeah. So if you could, so you're still targeting the
Yep.
dragon in front of you.
Oh, yep. Okay, good shout.
Cool. Okay, so if you just want to roll the dice for the
Mm-hmm.
DC, the cast. All right, they've both failed, so it's full damage. So what you need to do is you need to click and drag the blood drop out so the dice appear in your hand.
Yep.
And then right click and you'll add another dice.
Okay, done.
And then can you roll it in chat for me? Don't roll it on the table. So it applies the damage to both. There we go, perfect. Brunch. Okay. The dragon that's in front of you, Bree, just explodes in a cloud of shrapnel as it falls to the ground and drops within the water. And the
Giant?
hooded giant seems to have just accepted this lightning bolt coming down up upon her, and she seems completely unfazed.
Didn't even like phase her for a second, no?
Didn't even phase her for a second.
Oh, she's gonna be a fucking lightning dragon, isn't she?
Told you. I told you.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so I've still got my movement and my bonus action, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My bonus action, I'm gonna turn into a great big bear.
Okie dokie.
So where do I do that again? Is that
it's in your actions. It's still the same. So it is in. Yep. So CR2 wild shape forms.
Yep. Sorry, I've got them all minimized. I've just got to find them.
That's all right.
I've got all these things closed. It makes my computer run a little better. Right, cave bear. Where's me big cave bear?
Yes,
I just click the effect, yeah?
Yep, so it's a self effect, so it'll only target you.
That work?
Yep.
Sweet.
There you go. And you've still got your movement, but you can only move around in the crystalline dragon's threat range, okay?
If I move outside of it, I get an attack of opportunity, yeah?
You do indeed, yes.
Okay.
As you've actually got a bit bigger and you've taken up more of the space, this grinding that's happening behind you, these sort of stalagmite kind of structures, seem to have gotten fairly large since you've been here. They're getting a little bit louder.
I'll move to there.
All right, perfect. No worries.
And then I need to pass my turn.
Please do. All right, Harshnag's not technically in this thing. I've just kept him in the tracker.
Thought you should down from the ceiling.
Top of round 2, Bree, it's your turn. You have this crystalline dragon behind you.
All right. I'm gonna attack it first, I guess.
No worries. As it's got its wings splayed out still, almost like it's like a shroud around it. They're drooping down. Yeah, these things haven't been made to the same quality of what you've faced in the past.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time, I guess, trying to attack it.
You've targeted it.
How am I? Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
Oh, actually, hang on. Have you? Yep. But you've got the blue hooded giant as well targeted. Perfect.
I will hit it with my fist.
Sure thing.
So first attack.
That is a hit with a total of 17.
Uh-huh.
Oh, low damage, however. Total of 5. But it hasn't resisted your attack as it did your quarterstaff.
Okay, that's fine. Because of that, I'm gonna move over here.
There's a total of 40 feet, yeah. Right?
Yep. And then I believe you mentioned that there's like something in her robes.
Maybe. So Adrick was the only one who kind of heard the clatter of something within her robes.
You did say at the start that she had like 4 spears or something.
Yeah, and she dropped those into the water, and then these 4 dragon crystal things spawned.
Okay. Well then, I'm just going to continue wailing down on her.
Okay.
So extra attack.
Sure thing.
Have I targeted her? Let me see.
Yep.
Let's go with my quarterstaff.
Fortunately, that is a miss. As it comes down, she seems to like lurch backwards, looks at you, and focuses back onto her work that she's doing. As you've come down with your quarterstaff, now your whole body has come down. You're peering into the water. You can see that she's like fully dug her hands into this solid granite, and she seems to be trying to pull something out of the ground.
Gonna flurry of blows.
Sure thing. That is a hit with a total of 21. 7 damage.
Alright. And then stunning strike.
Okay. As you've gone to twist your fist into one of these pressure point areas within her rib cage, within her side. She seems to lurch and almost push your hand away as she seems to repel you with some sort of static shock. But as you see this, you look up towards her face and you can see a single line of blood now trailing down her face as she seems to be rather tired of what you're trying to do to her.
That's fine. I have one more hit.
You do indeed. That is a hit. And that's a total of 5 damage.
One more stunning strike.
Can you do that?
I should have 8 key points. I have 4 left.
Stunning strike.
Because it's not an action.
No, it's not. It's every single time.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm
so
afraid
good.
she has succeeded.
That's fine.
Borderline, though, I must admit.
Yeah. So I have 15
yeah.
left, possibly more, right?
You have technically used your bonus action, haven't you? Yeah.
No, did I?
So flurry of blows, I think is.
The bonus action? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will move 15 feet in this direction.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Scurrying away. Okay. Exasperated by the amount of effort that she has had to exert herself in what she was hoping would be a fairly simple task. You, Bree, as you're walking away and you slide in the water to try and pivot back around, you feel a sort of tremor go through the water, through the bottom surface of this pool. And you can now see that she is pulling something out of the ground as she casts this final verse into the air. See Thri Koth Iralath, and it translates to this. It's in Draconic again. Shit. As she goes to climb to her feet and pull what she has managed to dig out of the ground, those of you that are around that can see the opalescent structure, this light just seems to dim and die. All that is now being cast from these fissured cracks within the structure itself is that same dark, corrupted white light that you saw within the altar above in the antechamber. Within her hands, she is now holding what looks to be a 2 foot by 4 inch cylindrical piece of crystal, piece of gem, as it seems to glow not brightly as if it's blinding, but it seems to cast off a stronger green light, that of what was being shone through this large monolithic structure that has now been rendered or it has been destroyed. She now turns to all of you as she starts to laugh in the air. No one else will stand in our way, my way, as she reveals underneath her cloak the familiar canisters that you have seen along your journey, now casting a bright purple glow. She goes to unclip it from her she's almost like wearing this leather armor underneath her robe. Did we miss Coco?
I think so.
How did we miss Coco?
Isn't Coco before me?
No, he was. How did we miss him?
I don't know.
No, we did we?
That's a bit weird. How did we
We
miss
didn't.
him?
I wasn't questioning it. I don't know what happened.
No, we did. Right. Bit of a retcon. I don't know why I missed you.
Odd.
Coco, what would you like to... My apologies. The combat tracker screwed up.
That's fine.
What would you like to do? Thinking back to what's just happened.
Hang on.
Prior to what's just happened.
If I move here.
10 feet, yep.
15, 20, 12, 35, 40. Yeah, cool. Can I just cast Vicious Mockery at her?
Sure.
Sick. Does just roll normally, yeah. Oh, yeah, target her, don't I?
You need to target her and then you roll, because I think it's like a con save, I believe.
Wisdom.
Or wisdom, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, unfortunately she has succeeded. Oh no, she's failed. Apologies.
Oh. Right. I'm absolutely roast this lady. You are a stinky little lightning dragon, I presume. Stinky. I know you. Stinky poopy butthole. I'm just gonna roll damage now.
Okay. That is a very sick burn that you have just done.
Boom! Max damage.
Max damage. Not really. What are you talking about?
Nearly. Nah. I'm trying to jinx it. It's all good.
Okay. My apologies.
Boom! And I think she has disadvantage on something. I don't know. I can't remember.
She.
Ooh. And have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. Okay. I will note that down. Thank you.
Sure.
So, going back to the events that have now transpired, as she's now ripped this core of the stone out of the ground, and she has revealed one of these familiar, dark-ended kind of cylinders that contain all manner of sorts. She goes and she turns to the stone that she's now pulled the core from, with a tremble, almost like a rumble in her throat. All three of the remaining crystalline dragons, these dragonlings, just shatter and explode, almost as if they were, linked to her in some way. But as she finishes this command, these crystals, the remnants of said structure, seem to now be trailing underneath throughout the bottom of this body of water towards her, through her legs, and seem to be filling the void underneath that she's created as she pulled the core out. With one final verse, she turns and throws the canister into the mass of rubble, this dark light, as the ground beneath you all starts to tremble. With one final laugh, she looks at each and every one of you and says, "I think my brother is waiting above," as she just blinks out of existence.